What is going on, guys? I hope you guys are ready for another video. We're back at it again. Apparently Schedule 1 is getting with some problems because they have one mechanic in their game. One mechanic in their game they're trying to cancel them over. So let's see what the fuck that's all about. Because as far as I know, that's bullshit.
We've got a very
Let's just look into this before I make my opinion.
That game Schedule 1, you may have heard of it. Very successful indie game that launched a few weeks ago.
By the way, this game has probably sold over This game has probably sold more copies than Assassin's Creed Shadows.
Oh, easily.
You get to play as a drug dealer, and yeah, it's essentially the
Yep.
game. Well, it's coming under fire from the activists, the modern audience activist sort of people. So that's always hilarious. We're going to take a look at a gaming journalist article on The Gamer, why they're mad at this game, and also a post over on...
I feel like they need to get sued. Because, like, how do you have a website called The Gamer, but it's all about social activism?
Right.
You're not a fucking gamer.
That's a lie.
That's false advertising. It's not fair.
Yeah.
Reddit. And really quick update
Spawn
on the
camping.
VTuber I
Breaking the
mentioned
law.
a few weeks ago, maybe like a month ago at this point. Probably not a month, maybe like 3 weeks. But I mentioned I have this VTuber model that I've had for like a few years now, which I think some of you already know about, of course. But most people probably don't because I never really use it. Never get a chance to stream.
VTuber models are unnecessary for males. The only VTuber model... Now, if you want to do a VTuber model as a girl, but it has big tits, it's okay. But there's no need for a male VTuber model. I know some people do it. Even one of my mods, I think, does it. But we really just want to see the big titties.
Fit into my schedule. And I want to start using it for certain videos here and there. I think that would be fun and help to add more content to the channel. And so we're going to start with this one, actually.
That's a turtle.
See how it goes. Quality assurance and all that great stuff. And the outlet The Gamer, which we're going to hop over to in just a second. You remember this outlet, right? Always appealing to the modern audience types. They were like constantly propping up Dragon Age the Veilguard, for example.
Of course.
Even writing an article titled, "How much of the internet's vitriol against Dragon Age the Veilguard feels manufactured?"
Enough for it to kill the game and the studio and cause layoffs.
Oh yeah, because people genuinely disliking this game. That can't be a thing, right? Like it's got to be manufactured. It's got to be fake. Get out of here. Yeah, that's The Gamer.
No one can hate this game that bad.
VTuber jump scare in 3, 2, 1. And there we go. Okay, wow. Definitely crazy. What a change of pace, huh? So their outlet from, their article.
This is so embarrassing,
yeah, it's off to a great start. 6 hours ago. This article from 6 hours ago on The Gamer.
It's incredibly racist.
Incredibly racist. Schedule 1 comes under fire for one of its achievements. I love how they picked this image to go at the very top. Like, yeah, you gotta...
Because it's the black person, right? So it's the implication.
Gotta show the cop body searching the character, as they call it, racist, huh? Social media.
How is that racist?
Renaming or removing the Indian dealer achievement in Schedule 1. Social media, they mean like all of 5 people, right? Due to race.
No, it was 60.
Indian dealer?
There were 60 people that were mad about this. Like, there were dozens of people who were unhappy about this change. I honestly, I think the whole world needs to change now. There are dozens of people furious.
Connotations. The achievement is the only one in the game specifying a race, rooted in a history of harmful stereotypes against indigenous people, an indigenous streaming group.
The first step is to look at an achievement in a video game. The second step is to laugh at the achievement. And the third step is to kill the minorities the achievement is a joke about. That's how it works, right, guys? I thought, okay, yeah, exactly.
Fans for the removal or renaming of the achievement to promote respect and inclusivity.
Don't say it out
in
loud.
Games, excuse me.
You don't want to give away our tricks?
A little before it reaches its 1-month anniversary, calls online have begun for Schedule 1 to change the name of its achievements.
I hate these people so much because the calls online, it's 2 people.
Literally.
This is like saying that there's a protest at, like, you know, a different area, and the protest consists of 5 crackheads and 1 activist that paid the crackheads.
Yeah,
that's
with
it.
crack.
due to
That's
one of its
the
achievements
problem.
due to racist connotations. The achievement was first noted by Twitter user Crow, who we're going to take a look at that in a second, who tagged the game's creator and said, "I'm loving the game, but can you remove this achievement? It's incredibly racist. The only achievement specifying a race." Oh my gosh. Yeah, here's the tweet. You can see the Crow show. We already read the tweet on the article, but here's the tweet itself.
59 likes, bro. 59 likes. You write an article about something with 59 likes, trying to change the entire game to push a fucking narrative to get people to believe this shit. It is with 40, 60 comments. Well, yeah, every comment is calling this guy a retard. Everybody
Yeah.
hates him.
Let's take a look at the comments. We've got Shanna Lay saying, "Thank you for bringing attention to this. This is not someone who works on the game
Oh, jeez.
or anything, I don't think. This is a voice actor." Yeah, that's the English voice actor, huh? That's not surprising.
Yeah.
Pixel Kitten. Oof. What else we got here?
2 Caterpillar Karens. That's
That's
what
what
it
we
is.
got.
And you got to understand what these people are. These girls, these young girls on social media that are trying to tell everybody what to do, they will one day evolve into a butterfly that screams at a Starbucks barista. Whenever they're like 47 or something like that, and like the current SSRIs they're on, they stop working, and so they have like a pop off.
Yeah. This is exactly what happens. Or devolve. The
Why are
Karen,
people
you
this
know.
easily offended on behalf of someone else as well, playing games about selling drugs and shooting people?
Because
I totally missed this, by the way. Look at this one.
What about
Joe
Grand Theft
responded to the
Auto,
person who
you
said,
fuckers?
Is this in their
It's
final
like,
form?
yeah,
They're
I'm not sure what decade we're in, but I was shocked when I saw that. Oh, I was shocked, guys. I was like traumatized. Like, bro,
What? I was. Oh, shut the fuck. What are you talking about? Shocked.
No one
Who is
from
this
this is
guy?
a fucking Indian.
Get over
Fuck
yourself.
off.
I burst out
Yes.
laughing when I saw this achievement. What an
Go
insufferable
fuck yourself.
take.
I'm
this
part
other person
Indian,
also tags Tyler
part
in Schedule
British,
1
part
game,
black.
saying, also loving the game.
Mostly
Please
British,
don't cater
black.
to these fragile dorks that fall over
You guys
themselves
can
to
fuck
virtue signal
off.
something that has zero impact on their lives. But of course,
And
Yeah.
bet this is my opinion. I think that
I don't think there's one Indian in this group.
I'll just say it. I think that the reason why guys make posts like this, it's like putting honey out for bees. And so like they're trying to attract these
Yes.
caterpillar Karens because a lot of them are hot. And the reason why a lot of them are hot is because guys put up with their stupid bullshit. It's the same reason why hot girls are into crystals and horoscopes. It's because no guy wants to tell this girl that's like a 9 out of 10 that this crystal magic isn't real because that might hurt his chances. So it's the same thing with this stuff. A lot of the reason why these girls are hot is because nobody wants to tell them that they're full of shit. So that's the reason why these guys post it. They're white. No, I'm
They're
just being
simping.
honest, right? You always
No,
say
they're
this, I do.
simping.
And this is just another variation of it.
Yeah.
over at the Gamer, these journalists,
So
they
obvious.
definitely think this is a very serious issue.
lot of
Continuing
guys
with their
are
article, they
simps
say
out there.
Crow's tweet was then followed up by Indie Horror Squad on social media,
Oh
who
my
released
God.
a lengthy statement.
What?
We love Schedule 1 and how creative it is, but we need to address something. One of the achievements in the game.
We need to. This has to happen. The level of like narcissism and self-importance that these people have is actually,
Oh
to me,
my
it's kind of
gosh.
impressive that somebody can be this fucking delusional. It's a game about it's a game about selling weed and meth, getting people addicted to drugs, killing them, and then selling drugs as well to everybody in a town, including cocaine and methamphetamine. Like, we're not talking about just smoking weed, right? Like, I've seen those pictures of like the mug shots. Everybody you can tell that they're on meth because they have less teeth than I do. Well, that's not true. They have about the same amount of teeth that I do. That's bad.
Indian dealer is based on the harmful phrase
That
Indian
is
giver.
bad.
This term is rooted in a long history of racism and stereotypes against indigenous people. Even if the intent wasn't malicious, the impact still matters.
It doesn't
Words like that
matter. The impact doesn't matter.
Nobody cares.
Nobody gives a fuck.
These reinforce false narratives and cause harm, especially when
Again, the first thing you do is you read this. You read this achievement. The next thing you do is you go out and you kill people. That's right. See, the entire idea of causing harm is I think, very damaging when you're referring to something that is not physical at all. There's a lot of words that you can use that are more accurate, but they refuse to use those words because they want the emotional connotation of physical violence and physical danger.
Normalized in games we love. This is the only achievement in Schedule 1 tied to racist language. We're asking the developers to please consider removing or renaming this achievement. And yeah, once again, we can see this tweet from Indie Horror Squad.
Well, I don't know if anybody put 2 on top of 2 here, right? But like, let's go ahead and just think about this just for a second. So the main girl that was responding and complaining about this on the first post is the one that's making, because look, she's even got it in her name. She's the one that runs this. So it's really just 2 people agreeing with each other.
That's all it is. And
Yeah,
it's a
the
hot
same
girl.
person.
So they're like,
Like,
oh
I
yeah,
remember back in
I'm
the
gonna
day,
simp
when
for
you
this.
get caught up, it used to be called same frogging, I think. I think that was the term. And people would make fun of you for this. But now it's called activism.
Because people are too
This is
stupid
the
to
only
realize it's
achievement
still
in Schedule
going
1
on.
tied to racist language. We're asking the developers to please consider removing or renaming this achievement. And yeah, once again, we can see this tweet from Indie Horror Squad.
The same
Indigenous
group.
gamers, horror lovers, Twitch streamers, content creators reads the bio.
So it's the
Let's take a
same
look at some of the
person.
responses here at the top, reading, look at the views to likes on these tweets. They respond saying, your point? All I see is that more people should care about what we are saying. Indigenous issues are often less engaged with.
Everybody should care
That's for a
about your
reason.
problem. Why? Because we've decided that. Indigenous issues are often less engaged with.
Who cares? Why is that even an issue? Why does it
What are
matter?
you talking about? What issue? What is this? It's been brought to your attention. You've used the term rooted in racism. Why not remove it? It looks like a W for the people, for players that don't like it. I really don't understand. So here's what the problem is. So
Who doesn't like it?
I want you to understand what the problem is and why a lot of people are tired of this. Because what you're talking about is you are making a good faith approach to a problem that is not being presented in the same way. So here's really what's going on here. These are people who are trying to inject their worldview, to inject their social agenda, and inject their perspective on things into another group of people and tell them what to do. On a very fundamental level, they are injecting themselves into somebody else's art and telling them that you need to change your art because we are emotionally guilt-tripping you into doing this. The fact is that I don't think that a lot of people care about
Look at
this,
GTA,
but
look
what
at
I
any
do
other
think a lot
game.
of people care about is art being neutered, censored, and nerfed in order to prevent anybody from being offended. So what I see happening with any sort of capitulation to these people is that video games like Schedule 1 become increasingly more sterile. You no longer have people becoming addicted begging you for drugs. You no longer have sales of types of drugs that could be considered politically incorrect. And you have these people breathing down your neck and trying to add and control your creative process because it's not confiding or it's not coherent with what their worldview is. So the problem isn't necessarily in doing it. And also, by the way, what's the problem with a racist joke? I grew up in a time where we had tons of movies that had racist jokes in them all the time. And I grew up watching
Yeah, it's not
the
like you're
Chappelle
calling
Show.
fucking people
Why
the
are we
N-word.
acting like this
God
racist
dang.
joke is somehow a big
God
issue
dang.
when almost everybody here has grown up watching shows and watching content that has all kinds of racial jokes in it constantly.
Can't handle it.
And I think that what you need to understand is that a lot of the reasons why people laugh at racial jokes is because that they're silly. It's not because they believe them. Yeah, you have some people that do that, definitely. But that's the minority. The fact is that a lot of things like that, people can get together and laugh at these jokes because of how ridiculous they are. And that's the reason why I think that there is a dramatic pushback that people have to these self-proclaimed internet activist groups who have decided that they are now the arbiter of what's acceptable to be discussed and said on the internet.
Oh, I hate this
And then
shit.
they want to bully people into saying what they want them to
Into
say. I think that's
agreeing.
unfair.
It's a fucking bully
And so I
tactic.
understand
You're
your
right.
point of view, but if you give them an inch, they'll take a mile, and we're 10 miles down the road. And
Yeah,
I'm sick of
we're
going.
sick of it. We're fucking sick. We're
That's
all
the way
sick
I
of
feel
it.
about it. To be fair, it's the only racist joke in the game. Feel free to add some more so it looks like everybody else gets a ribbing. It doesn't matter whether a lot of people get a ribbing or not. It's just it's their option. I understand the impulse to reject people who are trying to use history as a weapon to hit you, but I don't know. I think the devs should be taking a W by changing it by saying happy. Now, the messenger isn't great, but it shouldn't affect the message. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just a joke. That's the entire premise. It's just a joke. Nobody's getting hurt. It's a joke.
Yeah, who got hurt?
Why do things need to change because you don't think it's funny? Like, so now everything has to change. Like, there is somebody out there who has literally had somebody die because of meth, right? This is the same thing that happened with the coffin of Andy and Laylee. People always want to censor and remove things that they don't like. No. Stop interfacing with things that make you mad and stop trying to make the world accommodate you. Jokes can offend people, though? Yeah. And so that's really the difference. It's not even a joke. It's a turn of phrase. Yeah, it's just a phrase. You can literally lace people in the game. Some people cannot be taught. They're sad. Well, what I'm saying is that's my viewpoint on a lot of this stuff. It's very exhausting. And I'm just saying the indigenous group has a point. Well, it's not super deep, but the censorship thing colors the whole situation. They have a point that it's racially of course it's a racial term. It's obvious that it's a racial term. Everybody knows it's a racial term. That was the joke. That's the whole point. I would rather live in a world where you can tell racial jokes than not. Period. Yeah, I'd rather
I don't want to be fucking censored. Yeah, fuck
than
it.
a tone policing Karen world. I don't want to listen to them. I don't want them telling me what to do. I don't want them
tell no
anywhere
one what to
near
do and
content
what
that I'm
to say.
enjoying because they ruin it.
Yeah, I'm not trying to ruin people's content.
The entire
The hell
premise
is
of
this?
this is built off of division. But the truth is that every guy can come together and laugh at these racial stereotypes,
Yes,
and they can still be friendly with each other.
I know. That's
Weird
the problem.
Karens and weird people that never had friends in high school don't understand this. If you weren't popular, you didn't have any friends, you were
True,
isolated and made
dude.
fun of, you don't understand the way that people usually interact. But if you were a normal person and you, like, I mean, for me, right?
And that's like that's like you saying, because you think the joke's funny, now you hate Indian.
Like there is
Like,
such,
that
I
was
could get
like
into this.
is that what
this is
they're
a whole separate
implying?
I was talking with my friend about this like for an hour yesterday about how like some streamers, it's so fucking obvious that like you were a loser growing up and like now you're trying to like make up for it. Oh my god, these people are the same way. I hate them.
Oh man,
This ports of here? Yes,
I was a loser growing up.
they're so obnoxious.
I
Bro.
had a few friends. I wasn't that big a loser. God damn, these are zeros. I grew out of that shit though.
People would rather romanticize
like
our culture
fucking
and ignore the
16,
negatives that do
dog.
affect us.
The fuck?
How is Schedule
grown-ass
1
fucking
romanticizing
women.
anything? Like, what the frick? It's like an extremely
I'm
not
gonna be honest. Like when that music hits and I'm cooking meth, I'm vibing out.
I'm vibing hard,
serious
dude.
game. And then we got the comment below it reading.
I am.
Some of the people commenting here are clearly not well.
Just being
All that's
honest.
being asked is the potentially unaware dev. Yeah, the devs who intentionally added this are somehow unaware. Oh my gosh, look at some of these other comments. Excuse me. This is so unfortunate to learn about because I've really been.
Same with the trop thought. Another fucking Karen. See, this is no, bro. Get this the fuck out of my life. Oh my god. There it is. Yes. Tropic Thunder was peak? Yes. Do I still have the graph? No, I don't. Tropic Thunder was where humor and comedy peaked. Everything before that was building to it. Everything after that was a decline.
Loving the game. I hope this has changed quickly. Replying for the algorithm as much sharing
This
as
needs to go. It needs nothing needs to happen. Nothing needs to happen at all.
Why do people think
Because the
something
implication with
needs?
that is this, again, a narcissistic perspective that your needs need to be met. No, they don't. They don't matter. You don't matter.
possible. Would love to see this corrected. Shared, commented, linked. Get the word out there, y'all.
And you can see
Get
also
the word out there, y'all.
all three of these Caterpillar Karens every fucking time.
Yeah. Stop.
It's crazy.
The same
How many
bullshit.
times
They cling together like fucking
great.
shit
How
and
does it
flies.
happen? How does
It's
it
never
happen?
like a regular
How am I
fucking
right so many
gamer.
times? How is this news?
These guys played the game for like half
Boosting
an
this
hour
post.
I'm not
and
gonna
seen
say
that.
the race of
Oh
the
my
doctor.
god.
Yeah.
If they did play it.
Like, comment, save, share. Take and look at some of the quote tweets we've got. This is extremely disappointing. I hope the developers learn something from this moment and change the name of this achievement
Should
immediately.
be more like conflicted dweeb.
I hope that Tyler in Schedule 1 game can see the replies to us just bringing this up and see the types who are supporting leaving messaging like this in a game. Brings
Yeah.
out the worst of the anonymous racist cowards who think being 47, anonymous, and edgy is cool. The
Yeah, it is. And all my friends think that too. We have a lot of fun. Yeah. Get mad all you want, but that's exactly it. Yeah, no, I have tons of fun talking about shit like that. Absolutely. Indian is a nationality, not a race. They're talking about. I think. I don't know the details. I think they mean Native American, but yeah.
quote tweets go on and on.
Yeah, it's
I think I
Native
know this is it.
American.
Yeah, bro. Like, and you can see. There's also drug effects that changes a character's skin color and gender. I'm not comfortable supporting someone who thinks it's okay to make jokes like that.
How is that a joke?
So is this person against this is Ouroboros, bro. This is an actual Ouroboros moment. Does this mean that you're against trans?
Baited,
Like, is this
switched,
transphobic?
and
Like,
fucking
how is this?
racial
Oh
phobic
my-
and
how is this happening?
transphobic. R.I.P.
Need
this
to take
guy.
back what I said earlier, actually. There's definitely more than 5 upset people. There might actually be dozens of them. Finally, back at the gamer, they say, the creator of
There might
Schedule
be.
1 has yet to speak on the Steam achievement, but we at the gamer have reached out for comment.
This is how media creates the apparatus and the facade of authority. Is that they create a problem, they identify the problem, and then they appoint themselves as the arbiter of the solvers of the problem. And
Yeah.
that way they create a need for themselves. And the way that Black Myth Wukong and Game Science handled this was a masterclass. They said, bitch, shut the fuck up. We're here to talk about monkeys. That's how you handle it. The way you beat them in this game is you don't play.
Yes, this is the very serious state of activism in the current year. But
Why
I
are
also
they always white kids? Because they're the only ones that are privileged and white guilted enough in order to think that they're the savior of this other group of people. That's the reason why. See, like, have you
So
guys ever
fucking
noticed, like,
fucked
all of
up.
these, like, anti-racist groups and these people, like, the social justice groups, a lot of them are just, like, a bunch of white people. And then, like, these, like, big racist problems, like, every 4chan meetup is, like, 7 different nationalities. Have you guys ever noticed that?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like, because every single time,
And it's, like,
whites are
usually
becoming-
white
exactly,
women.
yes. It's total
Then
fucking
the white-
virtue signaling.
Or
It's
whoever
exhausting.
wants to be with them, tag along.
mentioned that there are also upset people over on Reddit. That takes us to this post
4chan is kill.
from
I
3
know,
days ago
for now.
on our Hat Films saying, little heads up about Schedule 1.
Mm-hmm.
Just saw a post from Mousy about there being some racist/transphobic jokes in the game.
What the fuck is that all about? When is there a racist joke? There's no racist jokes in the game. What are you talking about?
Oh my god.
Very low IQ.
What's wrong with these people?
You're fucking stupid, first off. You can't even get a good argument going.
They're upper middle class white liberals.
Yeah.
I don't know what we can do. I think that, okay, 500 IQ strategy. We keep pushing covertly this idea of like, I can't really say this. I'm joking, by the way. I'm joking. This is a joke. I'm joking, by the way. We keep pushing the idea of vandalism and stuff. So that way they can get charged with felonies. And then all of these people will be baited into into doing this and committing felonies. That way they won't be able to vote.
Ooh, hoo, hoo. Oh, shit, big
Guys,
brain.
I think that we got it.
I think we got it.
I think we got it. This is this
1,000
there we go.
IQ right here. 1,000
That's
IQ.
what we have to do. It's satire. Yes,
I'm
it's
in the
satire.
fucking
Joking.
fifth dimension right now.
Some seem to be achievement names and pretty small references. I'm not sure how far in advance the sessions have been recorded, but thought it might be
It's
worth
not a
mentioning
joke. Well, for Tesla, it's not.
in case that's something the boys would want to edit out. So yeah,
The
I'm not
boys
familiar
would
with
wanna
these
edit out.
YouTubers at all.
One of the very first customers you get is Peter File. Lowbrow humor seems to be the whole game's premise. Yeah. Yep. That's right.
Films, and I went to look for that post that they allegedly made, but I couldn't find it. Maybe they deleted it or something, or I just couldn't find it. I checked on like Twitter, YouTube community post, and also Blue Sky. And then we've got some responses here. Let's see. I mean, one of the very first customers you can get is named Peter File. Lowbrow humor seems to be almost the whole game's premise. The OP saying, lowbrow is one thing, and I don't have an issue with it at all. It's just when it drifts into harmful tropes that it feels a bit off.
Harmful tropes? Who's
99% of lowbrow humor is harmful tropes. Okay? Like 99%. Like, what are we talking about?
Yeah, it's not even harmful. Fuck yeah.
We live in the most progressive era of all time. It's about time people started to realize that intent and context is all that matters. Hat films are not transphobic, so no jokes they share have ill intent. And the OP responding once again saying, my post absolutely wasn't meant as a dig at the boys. One of the things that I really appreciate about them is how inclusive they are. It was merely meant to make them aware of stuff in the game that they might not be aware of that could put out the wrong kind of vibe. I know
This would never happen if you could give kids swirlies in school. Like, if you could get bullied in high school, this would never happen.
know if I was putting stuff out there that I didn't realize included some iffy stuff,
Yeah.
I'd want someone to let me know. We'll take a look at two more comments here. This one reading, is
Are
that
these
for the
white
achievement
people?
Indian dealer?
Are these white people? Are you asking me the question if on a Reddit, a subreddit for a video game, complaining about an achievement if these are white people?
Yes.
Come on.
Sell something to
Come
a
on.
customer, then pickpocket it back? Isn't that referencing Indian giving? Wikipedia says it is based on cultural misunderstandings that took place between the early European colonists and the indigenous people with whom they traded. Personally, I have heard the term Indian giver, but never realized it has pejorative connotations. The OP saying that was one of the examples I saw in that thread. Yeah. Okay, so it's a Reddit thread. Maybe I can find that then. We'll take a look after this if I can find it. And this response saying, who cares? It's all in jest.
Yeah, it's a
But the
joke.
OP says, the people being joked about in demeaning ways might care, while intent
I don't care about them. Fuck them. Yeah, fuck them.
does matter. Excusing stuff is
pretty
just
easy.
in jest.
Simple.
Can lead to some pretty nasty
Yep.
ideas being normalized in the long run. And then we've got this exchange, which also explains why they're accusing it of being transphobic. Reads, I noticed while watching YouTube shorts that there was an effect on one of the strains of bud, that said, genderizing. And of course it changed the smoker's gender. Because apparently, of course, Caitlyn Jenner is the first thing people think of when they think of anything trans.
Well, yeah, because Caitlyn Jenner is probably the most famous trans person. Like, I bet if you think of black guy, a lot of people think of Barack Obama. Sure. Or LeBron James, somebody like that. Yeah, Kanye West, Michael Jordan. Yeah. Like, what? Is this supposed to be like?
It left a bad taste in my mouth after that, and I won't be looking to engage with this other than watching some YouTubers play it. The OP saying, yeah, that was one of the ones that I saw referenced.
God.
Maybe I'm just particularly vigilant about it because of how scary things are for the trans community at the moment, but I still
What?
I'm not even.
Oh, this is.
understanding.
Wait a minute. I forgot. This is on Reddit. You have to understand. Guys, this is on Reddit.
Now it's all coming
think
together.
it's something worth highlighting so it doesn't get too normalized. This response saying, or it's poking fun at Jenner because of the fact they transitioned, then turned on others who transitioned. And lastly, this exchange, where this comment says, I mean, is it more inclusive to also mock everyone? It's more of a celebrity reference than an outright transphobic one, though I suppose it is highlighting the gender change specifically, though it's not a negative. Caitlyn Jenner is simply the most well-known
Yeah,
transgender
obviously.
person, the same way Tropic Thunder is so obviously the choice for a skin color change. But the OP says, mocking/joking about everyone equally only really works if everyone's on equal footing to begin with, really, which sadly isn't the case right now.
That's true, because I don't know if you guys know this, but in the Constitution, the 420th Amendment says that trans people don't have any rights and they can't vote and they can't drive cars. That's what it's.
I've read
I
that.
didn't know that. Yeah, Trump actually he put it in last week.
This little James Acaster bit illustrates it
Yeah.
pretty nicely. Oh, but look, there's actually one more response. This one got
let's
-7 downvotes.
I missed that
Reads,
update patch.
Lol, seriously. So ultimately, I couldn't find the thread that was being referenced here. Took a look for it, couldn't find it. Don't know what that's all about. But I suppose the OP explained everything in this thread anyways. We'll close by going back to the gamer. Once again, their article, it's incredibly racist. Schedule 1 comes under fire for one of its achievements. Let me know what you think about their article. Let me know what you think about all this stuff in the comments. And I hope you enjoyed this segment. Hope you enjoyed the VTuber model and all that. And if you did enjoy, please consider liking and or subscribing to the channel. Appreciate you. See you in the comments and in the next one.
I cannot even express how much
Comments?
I hate this. I hate this.
This is next
for
level.
The fact that they're trying to push for it. I hate this because of the implication that there is a false majority of people that are unhappy about it. I hate this because it is the media manipulation to try to put themselves in a position of power and have companies capitulate to their demands.
Yeah.
And I hate this
it's all
because
false.
it's just purely censorship and it's telling people what to do. I hate everything about this.
Yeah.
I
Anything
cannot express
censorship is
how much I
fucking
hate
gnarly.
this. I will link you guys the video. This
All this
actually,
censorship
I hate to
bullshit
say
is
it. I
crazy.
really hate to say it, guys, but I'm a little bit triggered. I'm triggered that they are talking about this. This is upsetting me. So, former Concord dev says that it was gut-wrenching to see our project fail, but urges players not to judge Marathon too soon. To call this game a failure before it's even out is wild to me. Really? Well, it wasn't wild with Concord. It was pretty fucking accurate. So, it's actually, like, I think that
Damn.
it's really funny how all of these developers and people want to act like it's not fucking obvious when a game is going to die. Like, I'm sorry, but like people were right about, okay, let's just make a list. Notepad, okay, games people were right about. Okay, number 1, Concord. Concord number 2, Assassin's Creed. Shadows. Okay, there it is. Let me go back. I'm gonna just go ahead and space this out. There we go. And Veilguard, south of Midnight. Midnight, Forspoken, Starfield, Avowed, Lost Records, Star Wars Outlaws, Dustborn. Like, I mean, nobody cared about that game to begin with, but like, sure, a Flintlock, Unknown 9, living up to its name. People don't even know what game that is. So how is it that
I don't really know.
gamers don't like? How is it that
I don't know any of
every
these.
time that the internet of capital G gamers decides that a game is going to be garbage,
They're right about
it's
it.
garbage?
You can
Isn't
tell.
that interesting?
You can only
How
polish a
every
fucking
single
turd so
time
much.
that one of
Still
these
got a
games
turd.
comes out, and people say it's going to be bad, it's bad every single time. Yeah. Do you have like a 100% success ratio, and the only game on this list is maybe Assassin's Creed Shadows, right? Maybe this one wasn't as